Hey guys, this is Kimi, and this is Kimi C of the Day channel, and I would just like to know, have you ever done a podcast? It's fun, it's exciting, it's free, like Anchor lets you do everything. They post it for you, you can do posts with friends. There's really no limits to Anchor. There's no limits to having a platform to speak your mind. I think you should check Anchor out. And Anchor's great. Thank y'all. What's up, everyone? It's Kimi. I'm back at it again. And I'm coming back with some more tea. So today I wanted to discuss pretty much, it's Pride Month, and I wanted to, do a deep dive into, my pride. And how, me as a gay black man, how that could be hard. And how it is hard. And, discuss a few other things about my community. So y'all can probably get a better understanding of, what it is. Because this is the perfect time to do that. So let's discuss. So, the first topic would be, being black and gay. And, for me, I was born gay. Some people don't believe that, some people do. But I know that's what it is. I was born gay. And so why would I want to be gay and black? Like, why would I choose to be gay if I'm already dealing with a whole lot just for being black? It makes no sense. So, some people have experiences where they end up turning, per se, gay. But for the most part, mostly everyone is born gay, in my opinion. So, being gay and black, it's completely hard. I haven't dealt with a lot of things that a lot of other black gay men have dealt with, thank God. But my journey hasn't been, the sweetest either. Everyone has a story. If you don't have a story, you don't have a testimony. If you don't have a testimony, you can't teach anyone else. Or show people a different way from your mistakes. So, from my experience, being gay and black, it hasn't necessarily affected me completely, but I noticed that it's there, especially in the workplace you deal with it, in school you deal with it, just growing up, so many things about me or people calling me gay, and I didn't even notice that I was gay myself. Or I knew it was there, I just didn't necessarily know a name for it. Because, it's not out there. We don't really talk about that. So, when you don't have a name for something, then it's just there until you get a name for it. So, being gay and being black. You get looked down upon for being gay. Especially in the black community, it's an abomination. So where do I fit in? I'm this thing because I was born this thing. I have these feelings that I don't know what to do with at a particular age. So then, what do I do? So I'm an abomination for the black community. And I'm an abomination for the world because I'm black. And then you wonder why a lot of, unfortunately, gay kids kill themselves. Because they don't know where to go. They don't know where to put these emotions and these feelings that they have. And that's sad. And that's on y'all. Because y'all need to be more welcoming and more open arms. Double standards in this community. So you have the straight cis men who are okay with lesbians kissing and all that stuff that turns them on girl-to-girl action, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to a guy, it's disgusting. It's an abomination. It's a sin. Make that make sense. But you were just okay with it when it was two girls. But now that it's two guys, or it's someone that you know, it's a problem. Fuck out of here. It shouldn't be a problem. Keep that same energy. If it's disgusting to you, it's disgusting to you, but then that's your opinion. But at the end of the day, I'm guaranteed you have a brother or a cousin who is gay as well. Whether you like it or not, whether you admit it or not, whether you ride with that person or not. And you should sense that family. And then, like, all of just the double standards and my community, unfortunately. Like, for a gay man, you have to be the right complexion, you have to have X amount of money, X amount of inches, your ass has to be fat, you have to be skinny or a six-pack or some shit like that. No fats, no fams. So who the fuck are you attracting? And then when you look at the person, they're not even what they're asking for. So how the fuck does that make any sense? Like, you asking for one thing, but yet you a completely different thing. Make it make sense. You need to ask for what you have to offer. If you have a stomach, you can't ask for a skinny nigga. That ain't gonna work. Unless the skinny niggas just like chubby chasers. We can't ask for a big dick and you don't have a big dick. Like, God didn't bless you with a big dick. That don't mean that, you know, you're wrong or anything like that. Like, it is what it is. That's what God gave you. So use what He gave you. But at the end of the day, you can't ask for a big dick if you don't have one. You can't ask for a masculine guy and you're not fully masculine. Mask. Like, that's, like, come on. And then we wonder why most of the gay people in our community is single or is unfortunately sick. Because we're chasing these things. These things for what reason? Like, we just need to sit here and be happy. And actually get to know people for them. And not necessarily for what physicalities or attraction that they can bring. So they can be the dopest person that you could ever meet, but you will never know because you're so worried about the physicality of the person, and that's fucked up. Like, it's wrong completely. Now let's get into the lgbttqqiaap. I know it's long and it's getting longer every day and I love it. So we can put categories to everything. So, of course, you know, the L is lesbian, then gay, bisexual, transgendered, transsexual, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, ally. Pansexual. So let's break this down a little bit, if you don't know exactly what these categories mean. So yeah, lesbian is pretty much women who like women. There are femmes and then there's studs. And for gay men would be men who like men. And then there's masc or feminine. There's masc, femme, or in between. I'm in between. And then you have your top, bottom, verse, your verse bottoms, your verse tops, your oral bottoms, and verse who just does it all. And then you have your bi individuals who they like both sexes. Doesn't matter the sex, but they like both sexes. Then you have your transgendered and transsexuals who are individuals who identify as the opposite sex. And it's not a confusing thing. Some people or assholes think it is, but it's not. If you're a woman, but you was born, you're supposed to be a man. You feel that every day that you're supposed to be a man. So therefore you're a man. So you're going to identify as a man. And you're going to make the changes and all that great stuff to make yourself a man. And vice versa for a man who identifies as a woman. You're a woman. You're born a woman. You might be in a man's body, but you was born a woman. So you're going to make the changes to be a woman, what you was born for. And then you have your queer, which is the umbrella term for basically, it's the umbrella term for the sexual and gender minorities. You have the questioning, which is pretty much curious. You're curious about if you're gay, you're straight, you're just unaware of where you land. Then you have your intersex, and that is which individuals cannot be characterized as male or female based off of their genitals. So you cannot identify them as male or female based on their genitals. Then you have your asexual, which is a lack of sexual attraction to anyone. And then you have your allies, which is pretty much self-explanatory. And then you have your pansexual, which is sexual attraction, romantic love, or emotional attraction towards people of any sex or gender identity. Yes, I've started late. I was 17 when I first came out. I was 17 when I first had a first sexual experience. So I was pretty much, I would say 18 when I fully came out. 17 years old. And yeah, that's about, it's late. But I've started my sexual experience late as well. So I've always thought I was different. I always knew that I liked guys. I just never wanted to pursue it. I never knew what that meant or where that landed me in terms of this whole world and in terms of just the black community, in terms of my family, in terms of life in general. So I just didn't know what that was, per se. So when I eventually came out, it was after a experience with my ex-girlfriend. And after that whole experience, I decided to try a guy. And then for, I would say about 6 months after that. So this was what, 2000 and, let's say, 2006. So like 6 months after that, like I was saying I was bi, even though I had only been with one girl. But I still liked them, I still found them attractive. Not necessarily the physical aspect of it, but I always still found them pretty and all that great stuff. So me being a guy, still wanting to be, I guess, accepted, since I was so young and everything like that, I would always say like, you know, I'm straight, or I would just never comment, or when I came out, I was like, no, I'm bi. But never had any pussy or anything else after that. And ever since the first guy I've dealt with, it's just been guys. So eventually I just cut the bi and I'm like, I'm gay. Like, it is what it is. I love being gay. I've embraced myself. And of course, with being gay comes a whole lot of, you know, this stuff. Like, I can't even fully explain it. Just life challenges that you have to deal with. With, you know, trying to find out your position, trying to find out what kind of guys you like, trying to find out who the fuck you are, trying to find out what you like in the bedroom, trying to find out if you're going to be accepted. Like, the fear of losing friends, the fear of losing family, the fear of losing your home. Like, the fear of not being accepted, and then you wanted to kill yourself. And I've hit mostly every one of those. Like, since I've been out, I've lost so many friends that I was cool with back in, you know, my days. And it's sad, but it's like, if you can't accept me for me, then we was never friends to begin with. And that, you know, hurt me a lot when I've lost them. But looking at it now, it's like, it just was meant to be. You was meant to deal with what you dealt with. Even me wanting to kill myself because I just didn't want to live. Like, I felt worthless. I felt like, what am I doing? I felt like I've, you know, offered my body up to people that never deserved it. I just felt like I equated love with sex, as I think a lot of people do. It's not just a gay thing, I think a lot of people do. But, it's sad. But my coming out wasn't as hard as a lot of people's was. I just came out to my family, and I wasn't really looking for acceptance. Like, of course, you look for acceptance, but I wasn't looking for acceptance. I was just like, it is what it is kind of thing. Like, I'm out, and this is what it is. And, my mom was like, I knew. Like, I did her hair when I was younger. Like, I knew, she knew, we all knew. My brothers was okay with it. They didn't really have a hard time with it because they loved me for me, which was very dope, and I respect them for that every day. And my father, of course, like most black fathers, they had a little time with it, a little hard time with it, but he got over it pretty quick, actually, and I was happy about that. And of course, being the middle child, my older brother had a little problem with it, more so than my younger one, but he got it together, and he respects me for me, and that's all I can ask for. But unfortunately, not everyone's, coming out story is as somewhat easygoing as mine. Unfortunately, some people have to deal with losing their house, losing their family, being kicked out of their house. That's why the show Pose is a great representation of that. Like, to see myself, a young gay black man, on TV is just amazing. And then just to see the different varieties, the different stories that are being told now is amazing. Like, I'm 30. I never thought in my 30 years of life that I would see shows like this. Never so. That would describe these passionate people and these wonderful stories that have happened that needed to be told. So they can be the younger generation of the LGBT that can see it and like, I finally see myself. I see myself on TV. I can make it. I can be them. I can be okay now. Because for a while I didn't know if I was gonna be okay. Because I didn't see myself on TV. I couldn't depict myself. I didn't know who myself was. And it took years, but I know now. I've learned a whole lot. And like with Pose, it's just amazing. Like, for me, like, I want to have, like, trans men. I want to be in that environment. Like, the ballroom seems so amazing. Like, and it's just to show that, and then just to show the trans experience like that. It's so powerful. It is so powerful. And I'm so happy for India Moore and MJ Rodriguez, because they are killing it. I'm so happy for Laverne Cox, who was the first trans person I've seen on TV. And she's fucking amazing. And for Billy Porter to be so authentic and so real and just so, I don't give a fuck what the fuck you think type of attitude. I'm going to be me. It's so amazing. Like, I just can't wait for this to truly be out in hip-hop and the music industry. Like, yes, we have a few. Like, we have Fake Ocean, but Fake Ocean is not where he needs to be. Because, in my opinion, he did the bi card, and then I don't know if he fully came out as gay. And I don't think he's as consistent, but I think the industry and the world is changing. He's making great strides, but we're not where we need to be. At all, as a people, as a country. And yeah. Positive representation is very important for just people in general, but especially for the LGBT. So we actually see ourselves out there, so we don't feel like we're the only ones. So we don't feel like, so what am I supposed to do? Or why am I going through this and no one else is? Or anything like that. So if you learn anything from this video, just take away, stop calling people out of their names. Faggot, nigger, tranny, take out of your vocabulary right now. Because it's not acceptable. And this should not be tolerated. So whoever tolerates it, I don't know what to tell you, but you shouldn't. And take away these fun facts. That when you call someone out, when you call a trans person out of their name, when she's a female, and she's clearly a female, and you call them a man, just because that's what they was prior to, you're wrong. And vice versa. If they're a man now, but they was prior a woman, and you still call them a woman, you still call them their name, their birth given name instead of the name that they have now, you're wrong. And you need to check yourself. Call them what their name is now. Call them who they are now. They're a woman, call them a woman. She is a she. He is a he. And stop discriminating against the LGBT community. And come out. Be proud. It's not gonna hurt you. I've done it. It was the scariest thing. But I'm still here. I still got stories to tell. Come out. Be you. Like, the DL is for a reason. Everything's for a reason, but come out, be proud. This is Pride Month. Be proud all year round. And respect yourselves. This is for the game, man. Respect yourselves. Know your worth. Know who you are. And if you don't learn that, and learn that sex is not going to equate into love, and wrap it up. Because HIV is not a gay disease, but it is large in the gay community. And you have to take care of yourself. You have to know your statuses. You have to know who you are sleeping with. These are things you have to know. Well, thank you all for listening to KMC of the Day. And tell a friend what you've heard. Continue to listen. Thank you for your support. And let's make this a big thing. And wait for my next episode. It's going to be juicy. All right. Thank you, guys.